What happens when two trash workers in Texas see mandarin oranges growing on a tree in a front yard? Stop down to the curb to find out. Hello, I'm Waste and Recycling News Editor John Campanelli. Before we talk forbidden fruit, let's talk Final Frontier. WRN senior reporter Jim Johnson recently traveled to Alaska to report on how the state handles its waste and recycling. He spent the day on the job with Doug Schmidt, who collects garbage for Alaska Waste on Bear Mountain in the wilderness of Chugiak, 20 miles north of Anchorage. On Bear Mountain, Schmidt has encountered owls, eagles, porcupines, moose, and, of course, bears. Here's Schmidt with details.
Seen all kinds of wildlife, bears, but mostly the bears. When they hear the truck, they're heading the other way. They're real spooked by the size of the truck and how loud it is. But as far as owls and eagles and all kinds of stuff, I've seen porcupines and everything. Most of it gets into the trash, of course, but we take steps to avoid the critters getting into it. We got bear cans and stuff, but yeah, I see moose all the time, and it's a joy. That's one of the perks of doing the mountain route is seeing all the wildlife. It's cool.
Check out all of Jim Johnson's Alaska reports in the print edition of Waste and Recycling News. In other news, it's the holiday season, of course, and that means a couple extra bucks for the person who cuts your hair, the newspaper carrier, and your kids' teachers. But what about your collection workers? Turns out that we turn into the United Scrooges of America when it comes to tipping garbage collectors. According to the Consumer Reports annual holiday tipping survey, 90% of us give nothing to our collection workers, who again have the dishonor of being the least often tipped service providers. The numbers are even worse than last year, when 88% of Americans tipped garbage workers. The best tipped workers? House cleaners, followed by teachers and hairdressers. Joining garbage collectors as the least tipped? Mail carriers and landscapers. Hey, that reminds me, if you need to give your collection worker a tip or a gift this holiday season, why not this sweet and actually kind of warm beanie pick-up artist? Of course, it has the Waste and Recycling News logo on the back. Only $5 at wasterecyclingnews.com. Finally, Anastasia Moskvatina was watching her best yield ever growing on her mandarin orange tree in the front yard of her Houston home. Then the fruit began disappearing on the same day as garbage collection. She set up a camera and caught this. Two workers from the Texas Trash Company apparently stealing her oranges. She told Fox 26 in Houston that the owner of the company apologized to her on the phone, but that he didn't think it was a big deal. It turns out that she might have the last laugh. The orange thieves didn't realize that the fruit they stole wasn't even ripe. And what happens when you add unripe fruit to the human digestive system? I think the clinical terminology is tore up. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.